This Week in Richmond is made possible in part by Alpha Natural Resources, an energy company dedicated to respecting the land. Alpha Natural Resources, we power the world through the energy of our people. Haley Buick GMC, the place for a new Verano or Terrain Denali, in Richmond and online at haleybuickgmc.com. Everywhere there are lighting poles, there's one more opportunity to save money. Intelligent Illuminations provides cost-effective wireless lighting solutions for roadway or area outdoor lights. Kanawha Valley Arena, Virginia's cowboy town, hosts an array of events from Civil War reenactments to diesel truck pulls. More information online at virginiarodeo.com. The Virginia Chamber of Commerce, the voice of the Virginia business community, working in legislative, regulatory, and political arenas to promote the free enterprise system. Additional support is provided by these sponsors. And by the members of Virginia's public television stations. Thank you.
Okay, we're ready. Welcome to This Week in Richmond, and a special welcome to our two guests. A welcome back to Secretary Doug Domenech. We appreciate your being back, Secretary of Natural Resources, and we appreciate the guests that you have brought with you,
Dr. Joe Keiper here, who directs the Virginia Museum of Natural History.
in Martinsville.
Yes, sir.
But if we were talking some before we started taping, while you're located in Martinsville, it sounds like your work is pretty much around the Commonwealth. So let's start, though, with any updates you'd like to give about the Secretariat, about what's happening, about upcoming meetings, and then let's go to the good doctor with some expert information on what he's doing.
Sure, and thanks again for inviting us. I suppose like every secretariat, lots of things going on here in the 3.5 years into the administration, so lots of things to talk about. Probably the most notable, we have a number of things in the historic resources space that are exciting. In fact, this month we'll be dedicating the Werowocomoco site along the York River. This is we finally protected permanently the actual location of Powhatan's village, the whole story of John Smith, Pocahontas. We're having a big event with the governor to commemorate that protection. It's really amazing. People think we always knew where this place was, but we didn't until recently, and so now we actually have the place along the York River. So that's very exciting. In the last budget cycle, the governor worked with the General Assembly to dedicate new funding to water quality and bay issues. So we've gotten $220 million to help localities pay for wastewater improvements, some extra money for Richmond, Lynchburg, Hopewell. So we have a big celebration press conference we're getting ready to do with the governor and those communities. So we're very excited about that. The Department of Game and Inland Fisheries is a few weeks away from an actual dedication of a new building site, and so we're getting ready to celebrate that. In fact, we'll do it on the same day that the National Duck Stamp is released just north of Richmond here in Atlee, and so we'll have federal folks down for that event. Anybody who's a hunter, likes to hunt ducks, is very into duck stamps, so we have really quite a bit going on that we're excited about. The General Assembly passed the governor's proposal to consolidate some water quality permitting activities, so we've been moving those programs from the Department of Conservation and Recreation over to the Department of Environmental Quality. The governor this month will actually dedicate the 36th state park, Powhatan State Park. It's something that's been on the books. We have actually land purchased for about 6 more parks, but never had the budget money to develop them. They develop slowly over time, and we're ready to open Powhatan, so we'll do that, and the governor will talk about some special funding he put in to the budget for maintenance backlog at our state parks. State parks are a great economic driver in the state. We have over 8 million visitors every year to the state parks. For every community that has a state park, they love the parks. People
Sure.
love them.
Yes.
We win awards for them. So a lot going on. We're very excited about $2 million in the budget for oyster restoration, the biggest budget they've ever had for oysters. And from the environmental perspective, oysters filter the bay. They help in bay restoration. So the governor has really accomplished a lot in this last General Assembly session for him, and so we're happy to talk about it.
You know, we should probably go ahead and tell our viewers 2 energy conferences coming up in September and October. Tell them some about those.
Yes, the governor, each year he's been in, we've had we've sponsored a governor's energy conference here in Richmond. We've always drawn about 1,000 people to that. Covers usually we cover an all of the above strategy that the governor likes to talk about, everything from nuclear to offshore energy to energy conservation, and we're planning that for the fall, so we're very excited about that being his final one. We'll have some hopefully good speakers. I can't announce them yet, but we will soon. And then we're working with the Appalachian School of Law to put on a separate conference really on energy law issues. And that will also be a governor's event and in the fall, so we're excited about planning that. And on the subject of energy, the feds have pretty much told us that we're going to be able to announce, or they're going to announce, the next offshore wind lease off of Virginia, and we hope to have that in the next couple of months. So we're very excited about at least taking that next step.
Now, your excitement just comes across about about all of
Good
those
agencies.
those six agencies. Why don't we go ahead and involve Dr. Keiper some in talking about his work, and then the two of you talk back and forth.
Sure.
Sure.
Joe, go ahead.
No problem. Well, as you had mentioned, David, we exist in Martinsville, Virginia, a remarkable town in South Side, but our mission is statewide. And one thing we were talking about earlier is our work in the paleontology of Virginia. Virginia is a remarkable state for so many ways, but a lot of people don't appreciate the paleontology, the ancient life of the state. So when you look at the geology and the past biology and you put those together, you get a wonderful series of fossils and fossil beds. Just north of here, if you get on I-95 and you head up to the Caroline County Visitor Center at the Bowling Green exit, you are just 5 minutes away from eastern North America's richest fossil deposit. And the animals that are there are so rich in a very small area, maybe just several hundred square feet. We found 53 different animal species, marine mammals, terrestrial creatures, and whatnot. And it's great because if you go 95 and you go to the Caroline County Visitor Center, you can stop and enjoy one of our exhibits there. We have a full-size replica of a whale that we found in these deposits. And it's great, too, because Caroline County is the birthplace of the famous racehorse Secretariat. And he had this great big footprint. The horseshoe is the size of my head. And the neat thing was that right there in that Carmel Church dig site, as we call it, we found one of North America's smallest horses, a small horse that maybe was about the size of a dog. And so it's really amazing when you look at Virginia from that perspective.
And if I can jump in here a second, if I understand correctly, we're not really sure why that bone bed is at that location.
It's incredible. There are a number of hypotheses to try to speculate why it's so dense, and they looked at everything from it being a breeding site for different creatures such as whales, that doesn't hold water, to maybe a catastrophe occurring, swallowing up a bunch of animals and depositing them in sediments which eventually petrified over time. That doesn't quite work out either. So there's a lot of work to do. My paleontologists like to say it's job security.
So these, just to put this in perspective again, the richest bone deposit. So they are digging up, for instance, this particular whale, and it's new. It's new discovery, and they're actually naming these new animals. So within the entire world of this kind of exploration, they're really on the leading edge, not only in Virginia, but really for the whole country.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we do our best to try to reach out to people. And one of our target audiences are teachers. So we want to take all of our natural resources that we have, that we both preserve and we use for our daily lives, and we try to get teachers more comfortable teaching about their natural resources. Many of, say, our elementary school teachers they might be English majors or history majors or something along those lines. And we did have, for instance, during our review of this teacher professional development, we had a second grade teacher who was an English major, really uncomfortable teaching science in the classroom, but after going through a week of what we call the Virginia Science Standards Institutes that our staff brings around to different state parks and reaches out to these teachers, she went back to the classroom much more confident teaching about the sciences, STEM topics, of science, technology, engineering, and math, and as well as highlighting why Virginia is such a special place to be.
Say a little bit more about that, because there may be some teachers watching this and parents of children, and these are offered in state parks, you say?
Yes, the Virginia Science Standards Institute has been ongoing for over 15 years, and we run it, and so basically we provide a week-long immersive program, so the teachers live at a state park for a week, and virtually the whole day, day and night, they have activities, and it's not just Virginia Museum of Natural History staff, Department of Environmental Quality, Conservation, and DCR.
Recreation.
Thank you. Conservation and Recreation, as well as DGIF. Their staff come and they impart what they do and what, again, is so special about Virginia. And this all is geared towards Virginia standards of learning.
And I would just, again, throwing in just to brag on them a little bit, talk a little bit about the building that you've got in Martinsville, how many visitors that you have, and particularly the specimens that you have there.
Well, it is really truly an amazing place. I started there in 2010, so I give my predecessors and the current staff a lot of credit. The museum started out in the 1980s in a renovated school building, but in 2007 the state provided the funding to build a state-of-the-art institution. It's almost 100,000 square feet, much of which is dedicated towards our collections, which we have 10 million specimens and artifacts from Virginia that are cataloged, and maybe another 10 million that we're still working on.
10 million?
10 million. And the institution is only going to be a state agency next year for 30 years. It's the 30-year anniversary next year. I don't know of another museum that's done more with its first 30 years of its history than this one has. So it's truly amazing. We have about 30,000 to 40,000 people who go through our front doors every year to enjoy our exhibits and our programs, but we have currently 18 exhibits spread out throughout the state at state parks, visitor centers, and the like, and those touch 250,000 people every year. So again, that statewide impact is what we're really reaching for.
And it's not a museum like with just static displays. Certainly they have that, but it's really a research institution. So his staff is involved in these active digs, not only in Carmel Church, but all around the state, and even some out of state, I believe.
Yes,
and then analyzing this data and adding it to what we know about the old Earth.
Yes, indeed. So we've done a lot in the fields of archaeology and biology and geology, as well as the paleontology, thanks to the curatorial staff that we have, a very academically oriented staff.
And I guess that partly goes back to Thomas Jefferson and the giant sloth.
If you go through our front doors, a giant ground sloth greets you. He's an animal that cruised the earth up to about 10,000 years ago. So he stood about 12, 13 feet tall. Herbivore.
Huge.
Yeah, but harmless. Had these big claws he could tear up the trees with and everything. So great looking beast. But believe it or not, it was Thomas Jefferson. Despite every other challenge he had in a fledgling country, he was credited and is credited with introducing paleontology to North America. So the first fossil that he looked at was a claw of the giant ground sloth, but ground sloths were unknown at the time, and he thought it was actually a lion. So he didn't get it necessarily 100% spot on, but other paleontologists figured it out that nope, his first fossil was actually a ground sloth, and eventually it was named after him, Megalonyx jeffersonii, or Jefferson's ground sloth.
Interesting.
He was an interesting guy.
Yes.
And then if I might talk a little bit about the display that we've got on loan from South Africa.
Yeah, we have a great connection with the academic institutions in Virginia, including VCU. And with their anthropology program, we were able to land displaying a small exhibit called Australopithecine, which is about the ancestors to humans prior to our genus Homo emerging on Earth. There is Australopithecus. And in 2006, there was a remarkable find in a South African cave, which there were 3 skeletons found, and you can't travel the real skeletons, but these scientifically accurate casts were produced. And Australopithecus, this particular one, Sediba, was the bridge between Australopithecus and Homo, and eventually led to the blossoming of humans on the African continent. Well, with our connections between VCU and eventually the South African Embassy, we were only the 3rd institution in North America to display these wonderful casts, and I think it was a wonderful gift of the people of South Africa. We placed that exhibit in our lobby because our lobby area is free to the public, and we want to make sure to share that treasure with anybody who wants to see it.
Now, is that on loan for a certain period of time, or is that?
Yes, it's actually only on display at the museum until July 20th. So it's nearing the end of its stay at the museum, which will be returned to the embassy, and it'll have another life somewhere else. But we're very lucky to have it while we do.
Yeah, so we want to remind our viewers, you said July 20th.
That'll be its last day in the museum.
So we
You better have this show on before that.
it will be, and we will make sure that we get that word. You know, here around the Capitol, the Secretary sees them all the time. We have these school groups that come in. Do you have school groups that drive in during school year?
Yes, indeed. Obviously, the closer the schools are, the easier for them to get to the museum. But in July, we are going to have a group from the Lynchburg Governor's School. It's going to be 150 children strong. It's a summertime immersive program, residential program. And they used to go to the Smithsonian. Nothing against the Smithsonian, but they didn't feel as though they had a real good experience there. It was difficult to get to. There's no personal connection. When they come down, our education staff and some of our science staff will be interfacing directly with them. And so they've decided to choose the Virginia Museum of Natural History over the Smithsonian. I can't help but be a little proud of that.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. And so I'm sure people can go on the site. I think we're going to make sure your website is up. If it's not already, we'll have it up so the viewers can see it. But tell our viewers about the hours that people may come there to the museum.
During the summertime, we are open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, and Sunday, 12 to 5. And if you want to get a quick look at what you might experience, we have a teaser on our new websites, vmnh.net. And on there, if you go to our exhibits section of the website, you can do a 3-dimensional photographic tour of the museum. But it's only a teaser. You're not going to get the whole thing. So we want people to see that, get an idea of the experience, and they can come down. And bluntly put, if I may put in a plug for my colleagues, Martinsville has, including us, we have 2 nationally accredited museums, our art museum, the Piedmont Arts Association, and us, as well as our historical society, and there are a number of fledgling cultural institutions that are going on down there. If you come to the triangle between Martinsville, Danville, and Roanoke, it is culturally rich, a wonderful place to be, and of course we take advantage of the fact of promoting the natural resources of the state through our museum.
I would imagine the proximity to North Carolina that you get out-of-state visitors too.
About half our visitorship is from outside our zip code, and of that, about 20% is from North Carolina specifically. We actually had a Boy Scout troop from Raleigh, and there's a beautiful museum, Natural History Museum in Raleigh, but again, to diversify their experiences, they brought the Boy Scout troop to us, and they actually slept in the museum, kind of a night at the museum. They slept in the museum. So we kept an eye on them. They were good. Good guys.
They didn't get to see a movie the night.
They did. They watched Night at the Museum. It's a traditional thing. Yeah, they spread sleeping bags out. We fed them breakfast in the morning, and again, our educators gave them programs in natural history.
The
and the
sloth
sciences.
came to life during
Well,
that.
we tell them about that. And I have a boa constrictor in my office, and my office has a window that overlooks the hall where the scouts were sleeping, and I left a creepy red light on so they could see the snake up there. Give them a little bit of ambiance.
You say they were sleeping, but
They looked a little tired the next morning.
They spent the night anyway.
Yes, indeed.
They
Yes,
spent
indeed.
the night. Well, that is phenomenal. Now, you drove up to Richmond so that we could inform the viewers, and so in case we have some Central Virginia people that said, I haven't been to Martinsville recently, it's not that long a drive.
No, well, it took about 3 hours to get here this morning, but it's a fairly easy access. And, you know, Southern Virginia is quite a bit different from Richmond, but one of the great things that we lack is traffic. There really isn't traffic, so you can get anywhere pretty easily, and it's a great place. The other thing that's really great down there is the outdoor recreation opportunity. So in a way, having a museum there is just very apropos. And if that's something that you're into, fishing, especially fly fishing, God, it's great for that. Canoeing, kayaking, hiking, camping, all that is a beautiful experience in our part of the state.
And if anyone gets down there and has interest in racing, they ought to make sure they check out VIR, Virginia International, the raceway
Yes,
up
indeed.
in Danville.
The Martinsville Speedway is incredible in that I really do think our population literally quadruples when there's a race on,
Yeah.
the two big races every year. And that's a great economic boost for the area. And it's a great boost for us because we see a spike in our visitation. People come by and want to see something else beyond the race. So.
Right. Well, I didn't mean to leave out Martinsville, a big race, but that little track over in Danville too.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
So it's an interesting time. It's a good place for more than just a day trip.
That's true. That's very true.
It is.
And we're working hard with tourism to promote that fact.
Good, good. We still have a bit of time, and we don't want to leave out, in case we moved into this area of expertise and anything else on any of your other departments that has come to mind that you said, I wish David had asked me about this.
Well, we've always got stuff going on. I sort of hit the high points already, but
Okay.
we're continuing our efforts on cleaning the Chesapeake Bay, which has really been one of the governor's main priorities, and we've been very fortunate to get a lot of new funding for that, which has been really good. And beyond that, we're just continuing to do great things. Well, visitation, getting ready for all the visitors to our state parks this summer, and so it's business as usual, very active.
Very active time. And let's go back, though, and talk a bit more about the Mount Carmel site.
Carmel Church?
Carmel Church, yeah, it's Mount Carmel. There is a visitors area there, you said, too.
Yeah, and it's a great little highlight of the dig site. So again, if you catch the Bowling Green exit off 95, it's a perfect place for a stop. But what's unusual about it is when it was constructed in the about 6 years ago, it had an exhibit area installed on purpose. So in other words, the building was built around this exhibit. So we have the full replica of the whale, so you can see it. It's completely accurate down to the smallest detail. And we have a rail exhibit showing some of the fossils. I mean, there's been sharks, peccaries, horses, fish, all kinds of creatures, and we have a sampling of some of those fossils that are there. And we're actually hoping to expand that exhibit here sometime soon. And we do offer up as well, again, you can go to our dig site and look at our you can go to our website and look at our paleontology section. And we do offer up, particularly for students, we offer up dig experiences where students can come along, get the training.
I was wondering about that, whether it was possible for students or adults, or is it primarily for students?
Well, we've had adults out there, usually we've funded our digs by providing training. There are people who wanted to go on vacation and be trained as a paleontologist. So they get the training, and so basically the fee that they would pay for that experience helps offset the cost of conducting a dig. But the last time I was out there, I think there were 5 students from various universities around the Commonwealth, all with interests in geology and paleontology. And you get a really unique experience. Secretary Domenech has spent time out there. So I will say, though, as a museum administrator, I'm not allowed to touch the fossils, but what they do allow me to do is a process called trenching, where you use a hammer and a chisel to trench out an area that has a concentration of fossils in it, and so that way you can dig the block out. So I'm honored that they let me go there, but sitting on the ground trenching for hours on end is a real challenge. But it's a great experience.
You have to love the work.
That's right, and they do. They love it.
Well, that is most interesting what you've provided for our viewers, and as always, Mr. Secretary, your reports of the different your different agencies, it really is a great deal going on, and we appreciate your work here in the Commonwealth, and hope that we'll continue to have your working with us after this stint is over.
Let's hope so.
And Dr. Keiper, we really appreciate your being on This Week in Richmond, too.
Well, thank you.
And we want to make sure our viewers, again, see that website, check out the website, check out the area near here, Richmond, but most importantly, get down to Martinsville.
Thank you.
And see the museum there. So we thank you all very much
Great.
for being on This Week in Richmond. And for our viewers, we will be back with you next week with a report from the Capitol. Thank you all.
This Week in Richmond is made possible in part by Alpha Natural Resources, an energy company dedicated to respecting the land. Alpha Natural Resources, we power the world through the energy of our people. Haley Buick GMC, the place for a new Verano or Terrain Denali, in Richmond and online at haleybuickgmc.com. Everywhere there are lighting poles, there's one more opportunity to save money. Intelligent Illuminations provides cost-effective wireless lighting solutions for roadway or area outdoor lights. Kanawha Valley Arena, Virginia's cowboy town, hosts an array of events from Civil War reenactments to diesel truck pulls. More information online at virginiarodeo.com. The Virginia Chamber of Commerce, the voice of the Virginia business community, working in legislative, regulatory, and political arenas to promote the free enterprise system. Additional support is provided by these sponsors. And by the members of Virginia's public television stations. Thank you.